Now the topic is arrays. So first we see why we need to go for arrays. Why arrays? So if we see why arrays, the first one, so far we have seen so many examples. For example, if you want to store a value, in the sense any name of a user, then what we are doing, simply we are declaring like a string name, right? So how many values we can store in name? Only one. Got it? In name we can store only one. Now this time I want to store all my parameters. What are the parameters? For example, that is the first name, okay, and now this is last name, then mobile number, so contact number, then email ID, email, then address. So I want to store all these parameters which are related to one single user. So how many variables we need to declare? 5 variables, right? Now this time I want to store a few or 5 members information. Then how many parameters we required? 5 into 5, 25 parameters. If it is 100, 500. So maybe by making copy and paste we can declare the variables, but later on to identify which variable is for which person and which purpose, it is very hard to find out, right? So in this case arrays are useful. So the main point is, in normal variable we can store only one value, but whereas coming to the arrays we can store multiple values. So all 500 members information we can store in a single array. Got it? In the sense 2500 variables information we can store in one array. Like type of situations, if any occurs, then we are going to use array. Okay, understood why array? Now what is array? So array is actually in C#.NET, array is a class. Array is a class. Here you can see this array class is available in system namespace. So directly you can see like this, system.array. This is okay in C#.NET, but technically array is treated as a reference type. So we see what is reference type, leave that. But we can store multiple values. Again here we need to remember one condition. What is that? We can store the values but same data type. Got it? What is an array? Array is an element or a variable where we can store multiple values but same data type. In the sense, if you declare an array as integer, you can store the values, only integer values. If it is a string array, we can store only string values. Got it? We can store multiple values but same data type. And it is treated as a reference type. Is a reference type in C#. And array is a class. We should start with a capital. Array is a class in C#.NET. These are the 3 points we need to remember. Okay. Now we see the syntax of the array. So now coming to the syntax in C language, we are declaring like this: int a of square brackets. This is. But whereas coming to the C# in our .NET we need to write like this: data type, then square brackets, this is array name here is treated as name. Simply I'm writing array name equal to new, again data type, then square brackets, here the size. Now example is int, data type is here, I took as integer, then square bracket, array name a equal to new, again the data type is int, size is 5. Yes, in the sense we declared an array of integer type which can store only 5 values. So we see practically for that what I'm doing here, just I'm taking a new class. So right click on the solution, add new class. Now the class name is array example. So as usual I'm adding main method, then change the startup to array example. These are the required steps. Okay, now as per our syntax, I'm declaring here an integer array equal to new int, then size is 5. So technically this is called as single dimensional array. So we see what is single dimensional and what is multidimensional. But if you observe, once you declare array like this, what it will do, it will allot space inside a table. So how much? 5. This. Got it? Now we need to think each value will be stored in a separate cell. Getting my point? The size is 5. So here we have 5 cells. So how we can identify the array values? With the help of index values. So here, what is the index value? So the first one always start with 0. How many cells you have, it doesn't matter. The first one starts with 0. Okay. So the next one is 1. Next one is 2. Next one is 3. Finally 4. If you observe, what is the size of array? 5. Right? Here we have given. So now the last index value is size minus 1. Actually here we are calling as length, not exactly size, length. Length of the array is 5. So last index value is 5 minus 1, length minus 1. So always starting with 0. Now just we named this array as A, right? So now here A of 0. So that is small. A of 0 equal to 10. What I am doing? I am initializing the value in first cell. So here the 10 will be placed. Got it? If you want to print, then what you need to do? You need to write console dot write or write line A of 0. So what it will do? It will print the first value available in first cell. Got it? For example, here we have only value in first cell. Now I am going to print the value which is in second cell. In the sense I am writing like this: console.writeLine A of 1. Then what happens? It will give you default values. What are the default values? If it is a number, then it is 0. Okay, if it is the type is string or character, then it is null. Null in the sense not null, empty, nothing, just empty. If it is the boolean value, then it will give you false. These are the default values. Always you need to remember. If any reference type not initialized, then it will initialized by default values. What are the default values? The type is number in the sense it may be integer, double, decimal, whatever it may be. Then with 0. If it is a character type, then with empty. If it is a boolean type, then it is false. Okay, these are the default values. Now we see here what is happening. So now I am printing here console.writeLine of 0, right? In the same way, this is now 1, 2, 3, 4. Last index value is 4. Starting index is 0. Now here to stay back the screen, use here console.read. Run this. You can see all are 0. Because we not initialized the array, just we declared the array. That is why it is giving the default values. Now I'm going to initialize a of 0 equal to 10. Now you can see here you have 10, the rest of the values are 0. Got it? In the same way, just I'm making some values to rest of the elements. So this is now 1 and 2, 3, and finally it is 4. Now this is 15, this is 20, this one is 25, and this one is 30. Now run this. Got it? Yeah, for example, if you want to print horizontally, then just remove the right line. Then apply space. Just add the space after this. Now concatenation operator space. Yes. Now the array you can see horizontally 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. So this is the way of declaring the array. Now this is the way of initializing the array. And now this is the way to print an array. Now just observe clearly. Now here you can see we have only one row. Only one row. Right? So earlier we have only one column. In the sense this is. Now if you print, you can see we have only one column. So then if an array contains only one row or only one column, it is known as single dimensional array. Same like matrix. We have row matrix, column matrix. Okay, in the same way, if array contains only one row like this, we have only one row. Otherwise, same you can think like this. How? Like this. Here we have only one column. Both are same. It is known as single dimensional array. Got it? Now, so here we have seen how to initialize the values. Here we initialize the values fixedly, right? In the sense statically at the time of writing programming only. So same we can achieve like this. Apply here flower brackets, then initialize the values by comma separate. 10 comma 15 comma 20 comma 25 comma 30. So this is another way to initialize the values directly into the array. Got it? So same you get. And now here the array size is only 5. So here we need to write 5 statements to print the values which are in array. Assume that suppose the array size is 500, then we need to copy these lines and we need to write these lines 500 times. But instead of writing like this, in these situations, the loops will helpful. Okay, how if you observe this, everything is same. What we are doing, just we are changing this one, the index value only we are going to change, right? So same we can achieve by iterating the one line, only one statement, by using for loop. How to use? So you know for, right? So for, so the first one is starting value. What is our starting value? Int I equal to 0. Because here, see, observe this one. What is the starting index value? 0. So 0. Then the condition I less than 5. Length of the array. We need to print less than 5, not equal to 5, because we don't have the fifth index. We have the index up to 0 to 4 only. Because last index value is length minus 1. Okay. Then I plus plus. So this is the scope of loop. Just copy this, place here. Now this value we are getting from I. Now run this. If you want to print horizontally, then remove the line, apply some space. Otherwise, you can see the values continuously. That is why we are applying the space. Okay. So this is a simple example on arrays.